Hey guys, big ol' welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be here with the good old Cal Lover 6 S10 that you saw a couple months ago, flashing back. Pretty nifty little truck. It's only got 100,000 miles on it. It's got some pretty... Now that we're back, I'll give you a little backstory. So originally I got this just to drive around, save some gas, and make sure it was good to go for my little brother. He was turning, or just turned 16, and this is going to be his first car. Well, fast forward to now, we bought it back for my mom because now I got a new job that I told you about 2 weeks ago now, and we're using that to save gas again. So first thing, as you can tell, we threw a toolbox on here. It is from Tractor Supply. We got rid of the free advertising for them though. But I like it. Holds a good amount of stuff, and it's gonna do a good job because this thing's got no storage. But yeah, we also threw some random stickers on there. Still got that Cal Lover 6 going on, and I was gonna put a trailer hitch on there so I could haul a little landscaping trailer around for random landscaping stuff, but this thing is a bit rustier than I'd like to admit. Anyways, other upgrades that we've done to this thing, not really too much of an upgrade, but we put LEDs in the high and low beams. We got ourselves our cool "You Got a Friend in Pennsylvania" plate, got her inspected, and it also came with this cool little thing right here. His name is Van, as in Eddie Van Halen. Don't worry about the whole mess over there, it's just work stuff. But the point of this video, as you read from the description, is we're going to be switching out this old ratty gear shifter with something much more interesting. So let's get on into it. As you can tell, I already pulled this stuff off once to look at the threads for this thing, because it's not just a knob. So I'm going to show you how we take this apart step by step and how we're going to put her all together. I'll show you the final product, which is probably going to be hated on, but I don't care because this is my rusty beater S10 and it is what it is. Alrighty folks, so the gist here is to take this here gear shifter off, and we got a threaded rod here. It's an M16 with an M16 adapter because that's the closest thread I can find at the bottom of this gear shifter. But basically I'm going to either thread locker or spot weld this adapter onto this rod, plop that onto the shaft that comes out of the transmission, which will be connected to this guy right here. Well, can't throw it in there now, but we're gonna try to get her to sit in there, something like that. I don't know about height yet. Kind of like that height, but we could also come up higher. Make ourselves a trucker lightsaber. Alright folks, well, we don't need this whole long section where we're going, so I hate to defile a perfectly good lightsaber, but we're going to pull this part out. Now that we got our nice sawed off lightsaber here, so we're going to see if this is the same as the bolt, I guess you'd say, coming up out of the transmission. See if we can thread that guy on there, so that way we can attach a lightsaber onto this rod and get her going. So to take this thing apart, as you can see, mine's already kind of apart. You got to pull this inner liner out. Then you got just one, hold on. Well, I can't get it out from there, but we got one, I think it's an 8mm nut on there that comes off, and this whole center console in the middle comes out. So we're gonna pull this boot out of here. Actually, wait, sorry, it was hard to do that with one hand, but now we're here. We're gonna pull this boot off next. We got the boot up and over the shifter. Keep in mind, this has like 10 bolts around this thing. I forget if that's 7mm or 6, but they're small. So now we got that up and over, and just a warning, you might have to cut your carpet here and there to get it out, because as you can see, these bolt holes are covered by the carpet. So now we're down to just the shifter, and this guy's already loose, as you can see, so it just spins off. But normally what would hold that on there is, come on, there you go. It's threaded on the inside. This is all one assembly. You can't take that knob off, so you're stuck with it. But there's a lock nut on the bottom here that when you twist this on a certain amount and then you have it in this position, you can spin that lock nut this direction so that it's locking that from spinning. So now basically where we're at is we've got our threaded rod here. Like I said, we're going to weld this adapter so that it's basically from that end of the rod to the bottom of the tape once we have this thing ready to go. So it's going to be that long in here, plus whatever extra the Lightsaber comes up, probably about another foot. So she's going to be real high up in here in this S10. We'll be a super trucker, Lightsaber trucker. For now, we're going to check to see if this little adapter spins on, because we're going to have another one at the bottom of that first rod. And that's how we're going to be mounting this whole shifter setup to this. And we are way off, so we have ourselves a problem. Alrighty, so we went to the advanced parts of automotive things. We got ourselves a lug nut. It's M14 by 1/2 thread. So that seems to do the trick. So we need to order ourselves either another bar that's the correct size or an adapter of some sort. But we'll see in the next clip with the stuff needed to get this thing extended. Alright guys, so here's our current predicament. We found a lug nut with a thread M14 by 1.5. However, apparently they don't make that thread for anything else that I can find anywhere. So we are going to take these components and basically just make it work. So we're going to take this little guy, attach her to our rod here. We're going to cross thread because this rod is actually M14 by 2, not M14 by 1/2. So we're going to cross thread this as far as we can. We're going to weld it around there. I'm going to take this adapter, boom, weld it there. Take this rod, boom, weld it on there. We're going to cut this one to fit, and then we're going to shove this whole guy up there. Basically just run 3 bolts through there to mount it to that rod. So let's mock this up and show you what it's going to look like. So as you can see, our red neckery is starting to look like what I envisioned. So we need to get this guy a bit lower so that just a little bit of that red is sticking out of the boot by the time we're ready for that. Although I do like it pretty high like that. But anyways, we're gonna have to cut from, I don't even know, maybe about 6 inches off to get the desired height out of that. So I will see you guys after I have cut this rod and welded all those components. A little update for you. Just threw the boot on there and seeing how the red sticks out of that. And the update is we just removed one of those rods and an adapter. We're just going to use one of those rods. That actually fits perfectly. I'd like it to be a little bit taller, but you know, that looks pretty good too. Look at these immaculate welds. DJ, if you're watching this, once you're done with CTC welding, you're gonna have to teach me how to do this even better. All right, folks, well, here it is. We got our lug nut to bar, and a lot of things happened. Couldn't drill through the bar, broke like 3 drill bits. So if anyone knows the best drill bits to go through anything, because apparently normal drill bits just won't go through. I don't know, it's probably steel, who knows? But we ended up doing some redneck stuff. So basically we took that bar, shaped down 3 spots, welded 3 little bolts in there, and then offset 2 of them and 1 pointing this way. And this is what we ended up with. A piece of garbage for our first attempt. So just trying to do a proof concept, and maybe we'll keep it until it falls off. So let's get that guy twisted on there. Let's get that lock nut snugged up on there, and then we're gonna take you for a test drive, see how it works. Well, we're already at full redneck pretty much, so I figured why not just use these vice grips to tighten on our lock nut here and our lug nut. But she's tight, she's not going anywhere. So now we just gotta get this boot up and around the Lightsaber here. Get that bolted back down to the floor. Put everything back together and we'll go for a test drive. All right, guys, so here's our final product. We got the console back in, the boot, and this guy's in, and it's actually a lot more solid feeling than I thought it would be. And it comes with this cool feature. The whole point of this project was to make it redneck as possible, but to keep its lightsaber integrity. So let's go for a test drive, see how it works. I'm down a cameraman, so you're gonna have to bear with me on this one. Not gonna lie, my first thought was putting a whole old rifle in here, but I didn't feel like having that problem with the police. But this is probably so much cooler of an idea if it works. So let's give it a go. Also, if you'll notice, these S10s have a cool little light that says check gauges. I don't know what the heck a gauge is or why we gotta check it, but we'll check them. All right, guys, let's give her a go. Put her into reverse, Terry. Oh. Makes a little bit of noise. You can hear from the transmission, but oh, that's a problem too. At least it's cool, right? I don't know. I think hitting the steering wheel in first is not as big as a problem as you would think. How about the downshift? Oh yeah. This is my best idea ever. Yeah, I'd say the only real downside to this is just that. But it might be doable. It's not like it doesn't go into gear, it just slams a little bit. Maybe we can take this apart and flip this over to the other side too. But also, if I ever decide to replace this, I'm gonna have to like offset that rod that I made there so that it doesn't hit, because we have some other ideas to make this even better extended. So we'll see. I'm not gonna lie, I've been driving this around a little bit off camera, and this thing is pretty sweet. I'm gonna have to get my cameraman in here for this. But you got this nice little handhold right here, and if you know how to float gears, it makes that little lightsaber action sound. This thing is freaking sweet. I'm in love. And if you hold it from this little hand holder up here, it doesn't really hit the steering wheel. Well, I mean, it still hits it, but your hand's not in the way. Oh yeah. There's cool shifting noises. Do some grinding. Oh, slipped right in. Try grinder now. Oh, slipped right in again. It's too good at floating, I guess. Super trucker air for you out there. As you can see, this thing is flawless. Alright folks, well, sorry it's dark now, but I hope you enjoyed this how-to video on how to replace your S10 gear shifter with a lightsaber. So if Anakin, you're watching this, don't use this on the younglings. Join us next week for some interesting videos. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your Uncle Bob Ross to watch as well. We'll see y'all later. Take care.